Well, howdy, folks. It's time for Beyond the Smoke Barbecue Talk. So grab your drink of choice and come gather around the fire as we talk all things Beyond the Smoke. Featuring pitmaster chats from all your favorite names in barbecue. We chat about competitions, pits, meats, and everything in between. From barbecue to grilling, from trimming to smoking, we got you covered. Got questions? Let us know. We're always happy to hear from you. Thanks for coming, friend. We're glad you're here. Now sit back, relax, and let's talk some barbecue. It's time to go Beyond the Smoke.
So, fellas,
what up, homies?
Boys?
Same old. Another Monday, guys.
Another Monday, dude. 16 weeks. Can y'all believe that shit?
16
of them.
16 weeks.
Yeah.
And we still haven't gotten Tyler
Hell
on.
yeah.
Where you at, Tyler? Jeez.
Dang.
The
God.
king.
Yeah, fucking the fucking green jalapenos over there waiting on. He's waiting it out, bro. Like it's he's waiting for that. He's on strike and shit. He's waiting it out.
Hey, he's on insurance hours, dude.
That boy don't ever work.
Anthony, you actually gonna make it through the whole show this time, or are you gonna dip on us again?
Bro, that was technical difficulties, man. I was cooking 23 briskets that night. My bad.
We thought that the local Carlsbad wildlife out there got a hold of your brisket.
Here we go again. Shit.
How'd that cook go? Pretty good?
Nah, man, it went awesome, bro. I mean,
Nice.
raised money for a great cause, and then went to Midland and did it all over again, man. And tell you what, it was fun, bro. I mean, it was knock your, dick in the dirt tired, but man, it was really fun though, bro. It was a really good cause, man. So it worked out just fine.
Well, congrats.
That's awesome.
Congrats. I would have
Thanks,
made it,
guys.
dude, but we were a little busy that last week over there in Midland. So
I bet, yeah.
What about y'all boys? How was that Daniels contest?
long,
Fucking crazy.
dude. That thing was that was nuts, man. It was. You could smell money in the air. You didn't smell barbecue smoke, you smell money, dude. And
I
it's
drove by,
amazing.
bro. It looked like a damn fairgrounds and everything. It was crazy. It was packed, man.
Dude, they had security there, dude. They wouldn't even let me in for awards. I took off and they're just like, no, you can't go in. And they had fucking cops out there and shit. I'm like, dude, I'm one of the cooks. It's like, well, you don't have your pass. And I'm like, fuck that, dude. I've been there for the past 3 days. Like, Seriously. But anyways, what's up, Sam?
What's up, Sam?
But yeah, it was a good turnout. I mean, we only, like
What's
I
up,
said,
Gary?
we only did how many turn-ins? It was 4 turn-ins total. But dude, that was the longest turn-in ever. Honestly, man.
And there were weird
Hey,
times
brother.
too, right? Like 4:30 and 5:30.
Yeah, it was like 4:15 and 4:50.
Yeah.
So for the brisket and shit like that, but it came out
Hey,
pretty
so
good.
what's
Man.
up? What's over that walk? That rib walk, bro?
Hey, dude, that was my first rib walk. First rib walk, man.
Hell yeah! Congrats, bro.
I honestly thought that my brisket was gonna walk, dude. That brisket was solid, dude. It was really good. I thought I hit presentation. Man, it was really good, but nah, a middle of the pack brisket. So I guess it happens.
Bro,
Dude, whenever they called that third place ribs, and dude, we blew up the place, man. Did you see awards?
right on,
Kyle?
brother.
Did you see the awards? Were you there?
Yeah, I was there. I was the one screaming like a little bitch in the background when you got the
Dude, that was me.
Hell yeah.
That was me, dude.
Hell yeah, Kyle.
That was me, man.
Way to support your boy, man.
I didn't know where y'all were at or whatever, but dude, that was pretty badass, man. I thought they deserved it. So first rib walk. So I've walked pretty much in everything except pork at this point. So
Right on.
It was good, man. It was good.
It'll get
yeah.
there, brother.
I gotta get on that Nenakue rib streak.
It's been hot.
Not even, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna sabotage it this weekend.
Yeah, y'all gotta cook out this weekend, don't y'all?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
it's gonna be a good one, man. Yes, sir.
I was wanting to
You
make
great
it, but
event.
I got to cook for the football team.
All right, on, bro.
So
Right
I
on.
gotta do over 100 burgers and like 3 briskets is what I'm cooking. So I'll be
Damn, bro. Yeah.
dude.
What up, Kevin?
The head coach, he was talking to us about doing the cookout or whatever, and he was like, man, it's like I can help out or whatever.
Right.
And, they were wanting to charge him some crazy amount for the patties. I'm like, dude, I have a freezer full of fucking Wagyu, like top notch beef, and I'm like, dude, I gotta get rid of that shit. So I volunteered myself to make burgers. So
Right on, man.
I'll
Shit.
be grinding and smoking all for Friday, Saturday. So be a little bit busy.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. But you,
And-
Kyle, you gonna make it out this weekend, bro?
I'll be out there on Saturday helping out Colin for he's cooking as a Texas barbecue bash. I'll be out there helping him.
Right on. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Great.
cool, man. Sam, why don't you introduce our guest for today's night show?
Yeah. So, being Veterans Day, we snagged us a few veterans that are big in the cook community. So we've got Ty Cobb with Triple Threat Vets and So Smoking Gooder Show, and then we've got Daniel with Texas Smoke, and then we've got Carlos Calzada with Smoking Los.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's up,
What's up, fellas?
Hey,
And we
thanks
got
for being
Daniel
on,
still
guys.
loading.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know you guys hear this all the time, but seriously though, man, thank y'all for your service, man. Appreciate y'all. Thank you,
Yeah, it was my honor.
sir.
Yeah, we
Dang.
talked about having a veterans show because Kyle was actually the one that brought it up. He's like, hey, what are we doing for Veterans Day? I'm like, well, that's on Monday. So we had to come up with something pretty quick, and we're glad y'all were able to make it on, man, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. What I always see is it's not too hard to find veterans in the Texas barbecue community. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
There's a lot of them.
Except for Air Force, dude. I haven't found anybody for Air Force.
I have to find you. I'll make it a point to find you one. We'll get him on the show.
Actually, he just came down to San Antonio. Tyler, he just started cooking though.
Nice.
So I do know one guy. I think that's it though. One.
Oh wow. Yeah.
There's not much, you know.
Right.
Well, my son just joined, and he
Right.
cooks, you know. So he just graduated, and he's in tech school right now. But Yeah.
Right
I'm
on,
in the Air
brother.
Force.
Anthony, your
Nah,
daughter's
I would think.
in your daughter's in the Air Force, isn't she? Or was it the
No,
Navy?
bro, she's in the
Navy.
U.S. Navy. Yeah,
Navy.
yeah.
There you go.
Carlos, he's on
That's
Navy.
right.
Get it straight.
Navy. Yeah, get that right.
Yeah, she's in San Diego right now. Yeah, she's stationed. Yeah,
Nice, nice.
Hey,
you're
y'all
right.
probably didn't find no Air Force vest because barbecue takes a lot of grit. I don't think they got.
Oh, dang.
They
Daniel's
say
gonna
they're
come
used
with
to
that.
getting all their food catered anyway.
I'll just play. Man. I just playing.
Well, first of
Dang.
all, I want to say congratulations to
Mhm.
Carlos, and man, you killed it this weekend, man. How was your
Yeah,
cook?
man.
Bro, great weekend, man. Great weekend.
Thank you. Yeah, this was a cook-off that's near and dear to my heart, man. It's the Camp Hope cook-off that battles with PTSD. So this one, as you know, it's a very expensive cook-off, right? It's $2,500 to get in,
Wow.
and a lot of people sponsor vets, man. So it all goes towards the PTSD Camp Hope Foundation. So a little backstory with that is, I actually tried to work for the PTSD Foundation like 4 or 5 years ago, right when I retired out of the Navy. Because that's one of the things that I want to do the most is just continue to help my brothers and sisters out. And you see my posts, I'd say it all the time. So my first year cooking it, I did pretty well. You know, shout out to War Pig Barbecue. He GC'd it. And I was like, I am going to win this thing. So it went from, so the very next year I won it, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Shout out to, my sponsors for that, Lee and John, they Tree Services. I went up there and represented well for them. And I got that GC and I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So then the following year, which is last year, my mom, she flew down and man, it was another tight one. I GC'd that one. And this year, again, it was my third one. So I was like, man, I want to go for a three-peat. I haven't done that. And it's pretty hard to, win 3 contests in a row, back to back to back. So I went there and honestly, the competition was a lot harder this year because a lot more veteran teams were there. You look at the top 10 teams for the CBA, 4, maybe 5 of them were there, in each category. Shout out Josh Hale, who reserved it with me. Then we had Robert Smith. We had the list goes on. Bullhorn was there, and man, I pulled off a first place chicken, a first place
Nice.
pork, 5th ribs, and a 9th brisket. Shout out to the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. That's another one that I talk about a lot.
Dude,
So I cooked for them. That was the team that I cooked under. Joey Smith, Brandon, Johnny, Patty. The whole Cassie, just the whole foundation, they look out for me. So that's why I'm always tagging them. They one of my main sponsors that I just love that whole foundation, always looking for veterans, go cook, so now I'm a pit coach for them. Chris Davis, he's won 2. Shout out to them. They won GC up there for the Marine Corps, up in Indianapolis. So Brandon Perryman. So, man, that's one of the things that I love seeing now. If you see all the organizations that's happening for us veterans in cooking, and Ty, we cooked at the Danny Dietz together, and I showed him a whole new aspect of cooking. He's always on the shows for everything, and he talks. And we had a solid day that day, too. We had an MRE challenge. Man, we
5th
put
place.
this thing, man, it was – you would not think it was supposed to be. It was not supposed to be good, but it was actually really good. We came in 4th place,
right on.
and we had a nice chicken walk. So it's great, man. I love cooking with my brothers and and sisters just to do what we got to do, man.
Nice.
Absolutely, brother. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what'd y'all do for MRE challenge? How's that going?
Man, oh, bro, we got man. This thing looked like straight Alpo. I don't know what it was. Hey, what was it again, Ty? I have no idea.
It was something goulash, right?
Yeah, beef goulash, wasn't it?
Beef goulash, yeah.
Yeah, it was a beef goulash, and man, I grounded up some brisket, put it in there, and I just turned it into like a empanada and fried it up. Man, put some cheese on that thing, fried it up. Man, we ate good. It was actually surprisingly pretty good. So we came in 4th place. I don't know how many entries there were, but I got mad at Jen. I was like, bro, you know that we were so close. You could have walked.
Put a little bit of perfecto on there. You're good to go.
Yeah, man. We did put perfecto on there. We actually did. We put some of that on there, and man, we turned it in pretty good. So
nice.
Yeah, I've eaten so many MREs throughout my career in the military that I was not impressed when we first got it. by the time he's like, "All right, go turn this in," I was like, "Man, this might win." And
yeah.
Did y'all have to present it? Y'all just put it in the box?
No presentation. Just turned it in the box. It was KCBS.
We could have, but the issue, man, you hear me talk about this, so I'm gonna go on a little, side. One of my brothers called me, man, and he was suffering, and he's battling, So just give a prayer out to him. I'm not gonna say his name, I don't want to put his name out there, but he was going through some stuff, and it was bad. So I immediately stopped my cook during this prep, and I said, I called my wife, and she finished it for me. So presentation, man, I just threw it in the box, and we just turned it in, and I was on the phone, So I lost a good hour. I lost a good hour of prepping and cooking, all that stuff to help my brother out. That was more important for me to do to help him out than actually finish cooking. So and so I really didn't think about it. So my wife actually took in the box, turned it in for us. So I don't even know that the finishing process for that. So and that's we're here for the veterans, right? So this is a veteran show. And you see my posts all the time, we need to look out for each other. That's one of the things that we fail to do. And I went to a little show this morning with I went to a show with my daughter this morning, and there was a retired sergeant first class, man. And I'm going to post it here in a little bit when somebody else starts talking on how it was and what us veterans do for each other. Like, we know each other. Like, we could... that's that person served. We know that person served. Just the attitude, everything that we carry about us. And while we was at the cook-off, the funniest thing ever is I'm there, Josh, Brandon Perryman, and I think there was an Air Force retired general, and we there just talking smack, like we all beating each other up, and somebody wanted to say something. And all four of us turned our head and said, "Hey, you can't say nothing to us." It's like, we all cousins, and brothers and sisters that we don't, hey, you can't talk about us. We can beat each other up, but you can't talk about us. And it was just the funniest thing ever.
It's automatic now, bro. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Right on, bro.
Oh, cool, man. Cool. Well, congratulations again.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, So
yeah.
This week, I want to cook Rosansky this weekend, but man, it's gonna be hard for me to do it because I'm flying out Sunday morning, like 5 a.m. I got to work next week, and then my trailer needs to be ready for Traders Village the following week. So it's like, man, it's gonna be a lot.
San Antonio.
Yeah, in San Antonio. So it's just gonna be a lot for me to
take on, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, so I might have to sit this one out. Trust me, I really want to cook it. Especially that the CBA point shakes is winding down.
Yeah, getting close.
Yeah, it's getting real close. It's this weekend, next weekend, and now they just put another cook-off for the last weekend. But unfortunately, I can't make any of them. I only can make the one at Traders Village. So
nice,
right? Nice, brother. Nice.
Cool. And Daniel, you had a good weekend too, man. I saw y'all's live.
Yeah, we didn't do too bad. Went up to Del Rio or down to Del Rio. Yeah, it ended up being a pretty good night for us.
Talk about Hector's cook-off. That was Hector's, right? He put that one on?
Yeah. So it was the first inaugural veteran cook-off that he had there at the Elks Lodge. And dude, it was plenty of space. He had this cool board out there, bro, that was showing everybody's team, all the sponsorships and stuff like that. And
awesome.
And yeah, dude, it was an awesome cook-off. Definitely going back again next year. But maybe the times, bro, because they had awards a little late, so it was dark, man.
Right.
Yeah, it was dark, but other than that, it was good, man. It was a real good cook-off. So
Right on.
Did you get pretty drunk, Daniel?
Yeah. Didn't you get a couple texts from me?
I see that text. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Dude, I text him, right? So I text him. This fool doesn't fucking text me back for like at least till like the next day. But that Saturday night, I'm drunk. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, he didn't text me back.
Always dialing shit on.
Yeah, I was like, where you give me your number? You want me to text you?
Hey, Kyle goes to sleep like at 7:30, dude. At 7:30, he's out. That's it.
That's an old man right there, bro.
My wife is laughing over here. She knows it's true.
But yeah, dude, we had a pretty good weekend. We walked. Hell, I don't even know. I mean, we're just, between 10 and 7. Ribs were 11th. The wife brought it home with a second place dessert and first place beans. So
nice.
She got enough gas money to come home. So
there you go.
There you go, man.
Right on.
There you go.
That's all you need sometimes, bro.
Oh yeah, I think Del Rio's my old little stomping ground. So it feels good to always go back to Del Rio too. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's nice over there. You know what I mean? Like from the last time I was there, from when I was 12 or whatever. That place has just gotten so much bigger. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But I like to cruise back down the old houses I used to live in, and I'm like, look, that's where I lived. I was like, I told you I was poor growing up. She's like, yeah, well, now I know. I was like, yeah, I was like, we had it. It was pretty rough.
Beachy tumbleweed, bro, and also freaking cup right there in the mouth, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
For real, bro. Yeah. So, but yeah, Carlos, congratulations on that big weekend, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Then, like you said, man, to three-peat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It definitely was a great cook-off, especially seeing the people that were there, years. And they were like, oh, there he is. He's going for it, and I definitely am. I told a couple of people, I was like, man, I'm gonna try my best. But the chicken that I cooked, man, it was hella good. Anthony, man.
Right on, yeah, I do.
Listen, bro.
On point.
On point, man. It sure was. Like, I don't know. Hold on, where's that one at? That big one there. That's a big first place. At a different cook off, man. My hair. I don't know what happened with my chicken, but it just took off. There's a lot of people who are struggling with chicken right now, and my chicken and pork just took off. And one thing that fell off was my ribs, which is usually my strongest.
Yeah.
But my ribs, they wanted to take a little break this year. I just brisket. I'm from New York, so we don't cook brisket in New York. So that's what I'm gonna stay with. I'm a New Yorker, so I know how to cook. If I could put adobo on it, we good. So that's my little pro tip. Adobo goes good on everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, so.
What about you, Ty? You gonna start cooking?
No, I don't think there'll ever be a day when I'll cook. I'll stick to washing the dishes. But I really did enjoy going out there with Los and cooking, like understanding like what goes on. Like what I think it does is it gives me more insight. Like when we bring people on the So Smoking Gooder show to interview them, like I like asking questions that Rob's not going to ask. And I tell you, just the preparation from this alone is just like it is in the military. You're dealing with your weapons, with his, like all of y'all's gear, your grills. You got your ammo, that's your proteins, and you got to move yourself from, logistically one place to another. So it's like a small little JRTC, up and get up and going. So there's a lot of parallels for the veteran community and the preparation we do with everything to the cooking and the preparation you have to do with that. And to me, that's what makes it so wonderful is there's so many things that can happen. The camaraderie, just going to a place, the endorphins you get from actually getting a walk, hearing your song, which is cool as hell.
For sure.
And just being out there and preparing in a way and using the parts of your brain that maybe you've not used since service. That's what it does for me, at least. Being part of a team, that's really cool.
Awesome, bro.
Hey, so y'all don't know about Ty. So he doesn't cook, right? And So we had awards for the Danny Deets, and you want to talk about somebody who was nervous, bro? He had the nervous sweats, bro. He had a rag. He was wiping his face down. He was like, "Why am I so nervous?" I was like, "That's natural, bro."
Yeah, man.
Like,
Normally I'm the one up there playing music, and I don't give a shit about who's winning. I'm excited because I see I want to see what they do when I play their song. So that's what I'm excited about. But being excited about the actual results never happened to me before. I was nervous as hell.
Yeah, it was the funniest thing ever. So
yeah, that's the same way I was this past week, man. I was nervous, and I had my boss next to me. So whenever, like I said, I don't know if y'all got that, but it was my first rib walk that I've ever had, and and they only called the top 3, and it was just me, my VP, and then the guy that was helping me. He's our IT guy, and we just a bunch of crazy ass dudes just going up there. Everybody was up there in their uniforms, and it was every time somebody walked up, there was like 15 people walked up, and there's just 3 dudes. Like,
that's awesome,
crazy, man. So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Hell yeah, definitely, man.
But like Ty said, it's you have that atmosphere, and when time's crunching, you know what I mean, and to me to be able to tell my VP to do this and do that, and you know what I mean, when he's the one usually telling us, and he was cool with it. So
you better
awesome,
be,
brother.
Yeah,
better be cool with it.
Right.
It's like a boat captain. You don't fuck around with a pit master, right?
Oh no, shit, man. That's awesome, brother. Awesome.
Ty, how's your show coming? How's your podcast?
The Triple Threat Vet podcast that we do on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. is doing great. We've been doing it for about a year. We try to bring on veterans and tell success stories, whether it be, just telling their life story, because some people just need to tell their stuff, or if it's some organization or event that they're trying to get out to the masses, we try to just wax poetic about that a little bit. So it's going great. We a lot of feedback, a lot of people wanting to be on the show now, and it's starting to get some traction. You start getting a couple thousand views. The So Smoking Good show's got like 10,000 views. Bill Purvis and all that got like 10,000 plus 100,000 viewers. We're relatively small, but you see when you start passing those milestones, like people just start inundating you with, "Hey, we want to be on your show," and they have no fucking clue what it is. They just know that it has some numbers. So that's kind of the point we're at now. So
right on, bro. Yeah, we can relate.
Well, I'm always available, Ty, if you need somebody. So
for sure.
Yeah. Actually, Ty, you cooking again in May in Tomball VFW. So you cooking one.
Get ready.
Get ready.
So I'll are you going to get somebody? I got a guy named Al Hero.
No. I got a guy, Ty Cobb. You see how fast he's trying to pipe? That's typical Army right there, bro. Just passing it on. No, bro, you cooking Sunday. I'm gonna cook all Saturday. I'm gonna show you, and Sunday's your cook.
Okay, we'll see.
Right on.
Hopefully, I don't burn that fucking trailer down.
I got insurance on it, so
yeah, Andy will be happy. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Carlos, you going back to drums or what?
No, man. So here within the last 6 weeks, I went from a Rec Tech, sold that. I got a Jambo backyard, sold that. Went to drums, sold those, and now I'm back to a Rec Tech. So
hold up, the last 6 weeks since I could, you got rid of that Rec Tech.
Actually, yeah, I got rid of the Rec Tech at that cook-off.
Oh wow!
Wow!
At the cook-off, he said, "Screw it, I'm not loading it."
Yeah. No, so we cooked with the Jambo at the Danny Deets.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah, so we cooked with the Jambo. Then I sold that. So I sold the Rec Tech that was with me.
Right. Yeah.
To somebody. They picked it up at that cook-off. Then I sold the Jambo, and now I have. When I was going up to the Jack Daniels to cook with Ira Green, I picked up another Rec Tech on the drive up there. I picked up the 1400 Rec Tech. So that's what I'm cooking with now. I cook with a Rec Tech and a drum. But this past weekend, I cooked with the foundation. They have a one-man pit. So I cooked in the one-man pit this past weekend, and a drum. I cooked on the Gateway this past weekend. So, man, I love. If I could get me, and what I'm so mad at myself is I had a one-man pit and I raffled it off, and now I'm trying to find another one-man pit. So Yeah, man. Man, my wife, she's back there. She gets mad because I go, man. I think I change more pits than I change underwear, bro. It's one of those that I don't know what I want.
That's how it works. That's how you. Yeah.
But I love cooking on all of them, man. Everyone's, most of us, I just get bored cooking on the same thing over and over. I'm like, man, I want to challenge myself, and I do. I like the challenge. Most of us do. So I just like to cook on them all, man. It doesn't matter. Like when I went up to Rhode Island, I cooked on, well, it was a Rectech, but it was the bigger one. Cooked on a drum up there, so because I would love to just travel, fly to places. Hey, let me borrow your gear, that way I'm comfortable with all types of barbecue stuff. I love cooking in
Right.
Texas, but man, I want to go to other places, cook with other people. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, bro. So is that the red Rectech you got rid of? Was it the bull? Was it the one that you had?
Well, I got rid of the bull, and I got rid of rid of them all. So I got rid of the bull.
Damn.
I got rid of that one. I got rid of the 1250. Now I have a 1400.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, but the 1400 is a beast, though. That thing, it's
I
perfect.
bet.
Yeah,
Solid.
I definitely like to cook with that one. So, what up, Gabriel?
What did you like cooking on, Ty?
I mean, I always like drums, but I mean, an offset is good. I like what Tom Clark has with the JC's Good Old Boys. He used an offset, so I like that. But I like drums. Like for me, and if I had something that I was going to start cooking on, I think I would have 2 drums and then, just like a regular offset or something. But I like cooking in drums. When I say that, people laugh at me most of the time. They're like, "Huh, okay, you don't know anything," but all right.
Whatever.
I like it. But they're right. I don't know anything, but I like the drums.
Right. And Daniel, what about you, bro? You still just like, what's up? You just mixing it up?
No, for comps, man, I stay on my drums. Here at the house, I cook on my offs. Here at the house, I cook on my offset.
Same, bro. Low and slow at the house.
Yeah, well, I mean, even then, I mean, it's 300 degrees on an offset is different than 300 degrees on a drum. You know what I mean? So,
do that.
I like more of that flavor for us here at the house. But for comps, it's definitely drums. I like to wake up late. So,
I am too, bro.
Dude, and I love everyone walking over to me like at 6:30, whatever in the morning. Man, you're barely putting your brisket on. I'm like, dude. No, I still got about another hour before I put it on.
Right.
So I just woke up to use.
I get up like at 7, and Kyle's almost got his shit warming up and shit, resting.
Yeah, yeah. Like I just woke up to use the restroom. I'm fixing to go back to sleep for 45 minutes.
That's the way I was this past week with my drums, and dude, I had a bunch of people coming up to me and I said, "Man, I've never seen that before. I've never seen." I said, "Really? You've never seen a drum before?" Anyways. But they couldn't believe the fact that I lit the pit at 8:30 in the morning, and it had stayed at 300 all day long. You know what I mean? And all the pits were doing that. So I had 3 of them running, and sure enough, man, they all just coasted all day long. And all those people coming up and saying, "Hey, I've never seen that before. I've been watching you from over there, and blah blah blah. What is this?" And kind of talk to them a little bit, and people are amazed with them. They're pretty efficient pits. So
that's crazy, huh? But I can't tell you. At least every cook-off I go to, someone wants to see the inside of them.
Right.
They're like,
that's
"How
true.
does it work?"
Right.
They're like, "How does it work? How does it, whatever?" And I'm like, "Man, magic, bro."
Magic. and then you open the lid and you see that brisket they're sitting there, and they say, "Holy shit, that's what it produces."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they think it runs on unicorn piss or something, bro. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nah, bro, that's how it was for me, man. Yeah, it's just crazy.
I realize I'm not used to being a guest on a show. I'm used to producing the show. So I feel like I'm just sitting here. I don't know what to do with my hand.
What do I do with my hands?
Do anything? Just standing here. I'm like, what the fuck?
Just nod your head, bro. Just nod your head. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you a story about my daughter today, right? Said, I didn't work. So I ran an HEB, picked up a snake. It's stupid, man. So I picked up a snake, and I was like, man, this thing is I had them trim it for me. So if you don't know, HEB trims your briskets for you. So I only ended up paying for like $80 for a nice steak. You know, it was a nice size. I threw it on the RecTech, man. That RecTech did his thing. My daughter gets home. She was like, "Daddy," she goes, "Daddy, please don't tell me you picked up a choice brisket this time." I'm like, I was like, wow, talking about high standards, you know. And then she was like, "Is it at least a prime?" And then she took a bite of it. She was like, "Daddy, this is not a choice. This is a really good brisket. What'd you do to this one?"
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh, it's not a choice, baby." She was like, "Oh," and then she gives me a hug. I was like, man, I feel bad for her, you know, future boyfriends and, you know, her husband.
Right. Got a higher standard, bro. Yeah.
Very high standards, you know. I was like, no, baby, that was a snake. You know, I still haven't told her it was a snake yet. You know, Wagyu, she'd probably just go even crazier. But yeah, she's bougie. But it actually, I did that and some ribs. You know, I did a little practice run on some ribs. You know, just small tweaking and peeking. You know, I came in fifth place this weekend and I was mad. I was like, dang, what can I do to make it better? You know. So that's what I did.
Right on, bro.
Do you do any practicing, Daniel? Do you practice at the house comp stuff, or do you just run the same thing always?
I run the same thing always, bro. I don't. Honestly, bro, to tell you the truth, I don't even remember the last time I cooked us like ribs or a brisket or chicken, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
I do more grilling, you know, steaks. Fajitas, you know, stuff like that. But
me too, bro.
Yeah, but for the most part, though, bro, like I haven't really smoked anything for us, and it's been quite a while. My favorite's to go to someone else's house and eat their barbecue that they make. I'm so burned out on mine, bro. Like it's just, you know. So on the way back from Del Rio, they have a checkpoint, so they stopped us, right? And he's like, "Hey, you don't mind me asking? The X-rays looked a little funny through y'all's trailer. What were y'all bringing?" I was like, "Oh, barbecue pits." He's like, "Oh, y'all did that cook-off?" I said, "Yes, sir." He's like, "Y'all selling any food?" I said, "No, but I'll give it to you." So I pulled over, dude. I probably gave him about.
Oh, that's cool, bro.
I gave him half that Wagyu that we had left, half a bird, 9 ribs, pulled pork, and some money muscle, and dude, they were so happy about it, and so was I, because I was like, good, I have to stare at that shit in the refrigerator for another week.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Dude, I'm tired of it, bro. Freaking chopped brisket tacos Monday, chopped pork tacos Tuesday. It's too much.
Yeah, no, I agree. Bro. I agree. I'm always showing the guys my chickens, and I'm always sending Thai chickens. And dude, you know what I do with those chickens? I give them to the dog. So that's the dog's food for the week. So
I gotta try one of those chickens, because every time I get one of those pictures, I'm like, okay, I know Eddie's he's gonna give this one at least a 9. Everybody else gonna give it a 10. And then they'll murder the I have no idea what I'm talking about still, I guess. But
hey, I cooked the good one. I cooked the good one this week, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Anthony said it was like shit.
Hey, so y'all guys gonna be
I didn't say that, bro. What the
hell? So who's all going to cooking for Cowboy?
I'll be out
there. We are. So yeah. Well, I can't because with my lady, you know, my wife, she's gonna be doing the judging, so I'm solo. But yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I was gonna, man. I really wanted to make it. I was one of the first ones to sign up, and it just didn't work out. So, and then my boy's getting his tonsils taken out on Monday, I believe. I think on Monday. So it's just the timing's not right. And,
right. It's always an awesome event.
Yeah. Well, I know Kyle said he'll be there Saturday, so
you
better stay away from me after awards.
Bro, hell yeah.
I might pick you up off the ground this time, dude.
As long as it's before 8 o'clock, it should be good, because he turns into a pumpkin after that.
No,
I don't know how. Go ahead, Carlos.
No, I said I wanted to cook it because I'm off this Friday, man, and just I won't be able to make it back in time, to fly out early. I fly out like at 5 o'clock
Right.
on Sunday, because I have Anthony, for your wife. I bought me a little coffee maker just because of her, bro. She told you the story.
Yeah. Yeah. She told me the story. That's that the cafecito, dude. He makes his bomb ass cafecito, dude. She loves that shit. It's bomb ass.
So she came down to Seguin, right? And she was like, "Hey, you got coffee?" And bro, all I had was just instant coffee. It was just the one, and I just poured it, gave it to her, and I'm there talking with her and Paul, and then she goes, "It was good, but I already knew I messed up." I was like, bro,
It's because you put that extra flair on it, bro, at your house. That's what it was. You put that extra flair on it.
Yeah. So I think it was the next day, I went and bought the coffee thing and sent her a picture of it. I was like, I'm sorry here. So now I know.
Yeah.
I was like, I won't do that again. So a shout out for you coming down.
She loves her coffee, man.
Taking my class. I appreciate it.
Nah, bro, learned a lot, man. It was a good time, bro.
Yeah, this is actually the room that you stood in right here. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's pretty badass, man.
Yeah. Hey, Ty, I got a question for you,
Go
Ty. What
Yes, sir.
advice would you give the other, these up and coming, they want to do their, level up, their podcast. What
Oh,
advice
this
do you have for them?
podcast? What would I say?
Yeah.
I would say hire me as your producer. That way, y'all can be the talent. I mean, if you guys ever need help because you don't have time for something, I'd be more than happy to help. But I mean, here's what I like. I like that y'all just don't talk about the competition. Y'all talk about stuff and being boys, and like I've been on this podcast before, listening to you, where y'all didn't talk about barbecue for 10 minutes. You were just talking about stuff that goes on. To me, that's like the best part. We know that where we're gonna be Friday, Thursday through Sunday, but the people you're gonna be with, that shit matters. And we're seeing more and more with the topics and discussion that goes on all the barbecue, the Outlaw podcast, So Smoking Gooder show,
right.
Chicken Fried with Chicken Fried, Beyond the Smoke. You're starting to see there's more to it, and people really care. This is a big base of people in Texas and in America, for that matter, that are doing this. So my thing is do it as much as you can, get as much people on here and talk, and just keep the conversation going, because it's all good. Like I like your energy. And Serge impressed the shit out of me when he was out there doing the show, the chicken show. What did we do?
The bag the box
from bag all the way. The way you produced that show, that was awesome. So I know that if you have time, you'll knock this shit out of the park and you'll end up on Sirius XM one day. But
I will.
Yeah, right on. In the meantime, bro, we're just gonna try and ride his coattails the way out.
Well, we need to get some of Sam's glamour shots and put on the cover of something.
Shout out to Serge for making my flyers for my class. Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
That's one thing I like about just the family. I'm not gonna say barbecue family, just the family. Everybody here up here has helped me out some way or another. Just in anything. Hey, you have this, or hey, how can you help me out? Or any advice? So that's what I like. What Ty you're talking about, man, is how much love we have for each other. So,
well, you see, obviously, Serge has a profession. Obviously, Serge cooks. Obviously, he has to procure all that equipment. But what you may not know, that dude can produce. He can take pictures. He can do operations, and I just know that from seeing him do stuff in and around the shows. So, I mean. There's so much talent there, and so many ways you can go. I'm excited to see which way it goes.
Man, freaking Carlos had to bring up the cafecito, man. What the fuck, bro?
My bad, bro. Hey,
that shit's on point, bro. You can't deny it. It's like, damn.
Dude, do you know how much it hurt my heart when I gave her that cup, bro? It hurt me. Bro, it was like this. I was like that. Bro. And I seen the disappointment in her face, like when I went to go turn in something, and then it was just sad. I was like, wow. I swear I took your dog or kicked your dog or something like that, bro.
She's all little, man. That's what makes it worse. Like she just her makes you feel all bad and shit,
Yeah,
Crazy.
bro. It was that innocent, guilty. Just it was bad.
Yeah.
So that's why I
Yeah,
went out and
don't fall
bought
for
her
that shit.
daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for you, brother, but yeah, she got me. So. But shout out to her, lovely lady, man. She's great, bro.
So, hey, Carlos, I
She
got a
tried,
question
bro.
for you,
She
bro.
tried.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Hey, man. So, what made you want to join the Navy?
Man, so this is great question, brother. So growing up in New York, man, I think I was in the 7th, 8th grade, right? And I just told the story. I just told the story last week to my wife. She really didn't know. My nephew's living with me right now, and he's about to join the Navy because he saw me put my uniform on the other day. And so it was like 99. I went into the store and I opened the magazine, and they had the postcards back then, and it fell out and it said United States Navy. My uncle was in the Navy, and I was like, man, I seen his house, and that was it. I didn't want to be in New York anymore. I just wanted to get out of New York. I wanted to do something better for myself. My mom, she didn't agree with it, and I just did it. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know about any other branches. I really didn't. I knew Marines because my cousin was in there. But I didn't know Air Force. If I would have known Air Force, I would have joined the Air Force. I ain't gonna lie, they're a lot easier. Like, man, my son is in the Air Force right now, and he sends me his lunch. Like when he be going to I'm not even saying the DFAC or the galley. They go to like a diner, bro. Man, he sends me these meals. I was like, this is ridiculous. But I always knew that I didn't want to be in New York. That's my God honest truth, And while I'm wearing a New York hat, it wasn't for me, and once I joined, I got stationed close to New York. I was in Maryland, and then, man, 20 years later, I don't regret it, not one bit. And I love every second of the military. My only regret, I would say, is not getting stationed overseas, maybe, get that experience. I was never stationed, nowhere overseas. I did deploy to Afghanistan, but I never got that opportunity to be overseas, and that's probably my only thing that I wish I could have said. Other than that, man, every second, everybody who I met in my whole military career is a true blessing, and you see it. And today was a little emotional, for most veterans, it's just that the nostalgic, looking at everybody's posts, posting up their pictures, looking at everybody's, what we did. I was like, man. 2003. Oh, I know what I did in 2003. People was like, wow, some of y'all not even born then, and it's just one of those, and I enjoy it, man. I really did. So that's why I wanted to join the Navy. I just didn't know about the other services, honestly.
Nice. What about you, Ty? What years did you serve?
How about you, Ty?
I joined the Army in late 1998 from a small town in Corbin, Kentucky. Grew up with a Marine Corps father, raising me, so I knew about the military. My oldest brother joined the Navy when I was about 8 years old or 9 years old or so, and so lots of military family, aunts, uncles, cousins and stuff. But, I wanted to go to college and play baseball. So I tried to go to college, tried to do that. And then once that dream was over, I pretty much knew I was going to join the Army. So got back to Jacksonville, Florida, and sometime in 96, kind of putzed around there for a little bit for getting myself in order. And then I joined the military in 98 and stayed in forever. Deployed a whole bunch of times, been to Afghanistan, Iraq, Africa, Kosovo, a bunch of places. So I, like Carlos, I never got to be stationed overseas, but I deployed 7 times. I was, always going back and forth from Fort Campbell and things like that. But yeah, I joined because it was pretty much written that my family's a military family. So I loved it too.
Did you retire from the Army?
I medically retired in 2017. So I did 18 years and 7 months.
Nice.
So I was a career, but couldn't make it all the way to 20.
Right.
Too much wear and tear.
And Daniel, you come from a family of military men and women, don't you? Service?
Yeah, but I don't know if you know this, bro, but I was actually the first one to join. So I was deployed, and then my mom went to boot camp. And then
what?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I was deployed. I think I was there for about 2 or 3 months, and then finally I was able to get a hold of her. Like they let her call me from boot camp because I was deployed. So I think she joined when she was. Mom, you're watching this. Don't get mad at me. I'm throwing your age out there, but I think she was like, dude. I think she was like 41 or 42, something like that when
Wow.
she left. Yeah. I joined right when I turned 18. Well, not right. Probably about 2 or 3 months after I turned 18. I'm not gonna throw years out there either because Carlos and Ty, man, y'all some salty dogs, bro. Y'all been around 99. Like, God, so what do you call it? I wanted to join, man, because whenever we were little, like I said, we had my parents worked and they were hard workers, but there was 4 of us, and for Christmas we would always do the Toys for Tots. So getting toys from those guys, from the Marine Corps, then I got older and then I looked into it and I was like, man, the Marine Corps is actually like the smallest fighting force. You know what I mean? So I just figured like it was going to be a little bit, I don't want to say harder to get in, but boot camp is longer. It is, whatever. And I went in 2006, did 1 deployment, got hurt. They medevaced me back. And 2009 was when I was medically retired. But my brother just got out of the Army. He left when he was, I'm 36. I think he was 33 or 34 when he left. My stepdad, he's been in for, he was in for a long time too. He's got a couple of deployments and stuff like that. My sister was in the Army. My brother-in-law was in the Army. So everyone was in the Army except for, I have a stepbrother that was Navy. So Thanksgiving gets a little crazy around the house. they all like to talk shit, and I'm like, yeah. It's like, well, all y'all can try to, but I'm gonna make y'all cry. Y'all ain't gonna want me next year. So, you know what I mean? But it's we all get along. It's cool that we have that family bond, but we also have that brother in arm bond also. So it's it's tight. Like we're all pretty tight. So
yeah, I don't think my father started respecting me until I joined the military. I think he would sit over there in the corner and shut up until I joined the military. Then he started listening to what I had to say. He's a Vietnam Marine though, so one of those guys.
Oh, okay.
Well, but Daniel, I would say this, Daniel, you still served. It doesn't matter how many years, bro.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Because I know that you would have probably pushed more years than what you just did. So don't discredit yourself, brother.
Yeah, the Marines are a different breed anyway.
They are just a little bit.
Well, one thing y'all don't know about me is I come from a military family also, and I always wanted to go to the Marines. I was always into it, and both my brother and my dad said, no, you're going to college. So that's kind of where I went. But my dad, he was actually a Vietnam vet. He volunteered for it, and he never really talked about his service, but he's like one of the most patriotic dudes you can ever meet, right? So he when he got out of the Marines, he re-enlisted into the Army, got out of the Army, and then he went into National Guard whenever I was young. So so he did a lot. And then my oldest brother, he's actually a Marine also, super patriotic dude. You always see he's always posting about Marine stuff, and so yeah, it's pretty cool, man. That's why it means a lot to me that y'all are on the show and we're doing this.
Yes, sir. So, absolutely, guys.
Yeah, I'm honored to be here.
Man, well, I appreciate y'all guys, asking me to be on here today. So
no, absolutely, bro. It's our pleasure, man. Thank y'all. Seriously. I tried to get in the Army myself, man, but I was 20 pounds overweight. And, I wasn't having it, bro. I love food too much, bro.
Hey, those also burritos will get you, Anthony.
Right, bro? Fucking pinky chimneys, bro. Damn.
Hey, those fucking gut bombs will get you, bro.
Gut bomb.
Just can't give them up, bro.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an all-subs burrito, Ty? You know what we're talking about?
No. I was.
Oh shit!
Oh man,
out,
telling you, bro.
You're fucking missing out, man.
We have to make this a meetup point. Figure that out.
Yeah,
Oh,
But
that
man.
taco
Anthony,
sauce. That
your
taco
daughter's
sauce.
in the Navy, so
Shit.
she made up for it. So
Oh yeah. You know, somebody's got to, right? Pull the slack,
somebody
bro.
got to. Yeah. Slacker.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What
the
department?
Marines.
Oh, nah, hell no. I'm not saying that. Yeah.
Comments are
Hey, so,
crazy,
you know
bro.
what? Yeah. Actually, shout out to the Marines. Yesterday was their birthday. You know,
Yep.
249 years. You know, what is
I don't
funny
know.
is you seen all the cakes, the crown cakes. You know that they had out there for him. You know, that's what they love to eat. You know, so I seen a lot of them, man. Man, I love it. You know, Chris Davis, Adam Martinez, man. Shout out to both of them, man. I don't know if you ever hung out with them two, but bro, it is one of the craziest. Like you have to think like they mentality, bro. It is weird dealing with those people, and I just love that both of them challenged me at the Danny Dietz cook-off. One was Adam Martinez. He challenged me for ribs. He was like, "Hey, whoever cooks the best ribs, you know, place higher. We have to have the opposite service flag." And this is 2 years ago, I think it was. Yeah, it was 2 years ago, or maybe three. And so we just challenged each other. We're like, "I bet." So they start. It was an IBCA cook-off at the time. So we start counting. They start counting down 5, 4, 3, and none of us get called. We're like, "Oh man, this is not gonna be good, man. It's not gonna be good." And then he gets called for second place, and man, he gets up and he starts pointing at me, and I'm like, "Oh man!" I'm like, "Hey, there's only one spot left," and I still remember my number to this day, bro. It was 54222. And
Damn.
bro, they call that shit. I lost my voice, man. So that's why I always pick that number 222. I lost my voice, so I have pictures of that one. You know, however, I did hold the Marine Corps flag because there was like 96 teams there. There's no way that we challenge each other and we come 1 and 2 with the ribs. You know, so that was one of the.
That's wild. Yeah.
I will
That's
never forget
badass.
that story. You know, and then this past Danny Dietz, Chris Davis, and I, we challenged each other again. We challenged each other, you know. Jen was like, "Oh, y'all should do the same thing." And Chris picked. So Chris Davis picked chicken, right? Chris walked in. He walked in pork. He walked in brisket, and I want to say he really close to ribs, but he did not walk in chicken. So he lost. But he came in top 10, and I didn't. But he lost the bet. That wasn't part of the bet, you know. So it's a good thing we didn't do the big, you know. So you know, shout out,
Right on.
man.
Man, have
You know,
y'all have y'all met Chris Davis?
No.
No.
I've talked.
No.
I think I talked to him before, but not personally. I haven't met him.
I met him in person. Yeah.
I don't mean to cut in on you, Carlos.
No,
but,
you good, brother. No,
So the
you
first
good,
time
brother.
I met Chris Davis, I was actually a part of the Texas Heroes Chrome Foundation. We went to go cook in Midland. They had their first doubleheader CBA cook-off there.
Yeah.
So they asked for a veteran to go, so I went up there, and at that time I was already kind of doing competitions and stuff. But dude, it was so funny because he was trying to like show me and train me, or show me, you know what I mean? But his fucking drill instructor voice. I kept like fucking like tightening up, and I was scared. I was like, dude, I can't relax around this guy. Drill instructor voice is fucking scary.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, you better tighten this shit up. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. And I was like POA, and I was like staying at attention, and he's like, "I gotta do it like this." And I was like,
That's hilarious.
Yeah, one of the funny things that they said is "shut your mouth when you're talking to me." I love it. Him and Adam, bro. Man, that's their favorite thing, man. And we. Craziest thing is if you ever listen to like most of us veterans talk to each other, and if you're on the outside and you listening to it, it is like the most. You think we're about to get into a fight? It just seems the most sick. Like it is the craziest thing. Like the cops are gonna get called on us, you know, and then. We go over there and we just have a beer with each other and just hang out. And then people be looking like, wasn't y'all just about to fight? Like, it's all right, man. You know, especially with Chris, Adam, you know, all of them, man. It's just, I love it, man. You know, this is a veteran show that we're doing here, and one of the things, if you see all of us, we always like a little clip is right there. Just that way we can get loud with each other and just act stupid and feel at home. You know,
Right,
because
right.
we know we
Right on,
and
bro.
that's that's
But
that's the
y'all
best
y'all
feeling.
all come together no matter what branch y'all are in and
Correct.
whatever
Yep.
y'all serve. So a
Yeah.
real quick story with my dad. He passed away in 2013. And it was pretty tragic passing when he was in a car accident and his truck got away from him, blah blah blah, a bunch of shit, right? But the thing happened was whenever the accident happened, the first people that stopped were all vets, and
Yeah.
they're all the ones that try to help him. It was one from the Navy,
Mhm.
Army, and Marines, and they all pulled up to him. You know what I mean? To help the situation, and he passed away. So
Mhm.
whenever he did his funeral and they did his salute and all that, they had all the flags up from the military branches at his funeral, and all the guys showed up, like all the guys that helped him. They didn't even know him, right? It was just an
Yeah.
accident on the interstate, and they all showed up to the to his funeral to support, you know, him and everything else. So we got to meet all the
Awesome,
guys,
bro.
and it was just weird how it all happened. You know what I mean? It's like it just wasn't just random people; they were all veterans.
Yeah.
And for my dad being as patriotic as he was, you know, he would have been proud of that. So,
Right
I
on,
mean,
bro.
absolutely right on. But think about it: the crucible that these people, men and women that go through the military, they're experiencing things for the first time that they've never done in their life. Most of them have never shot a gun. Most don't know how to break down a weapon. Most don't know, what ranges they're talking about. And then you're actually talking about going into a foreign country and fighting wars. So these people that are teenagers all the way up to, like you said, your mom joined at 41. These people are experiencing some abnormal ass shit for the first time, and they've created a trauma bond together. So these people are going to be down for whatever for each other for the rest of their lives. So the bond that's created in the military is very much based on having to put your best foot forward in a group situation when you really don't know what's going to happen next, and that makes you rely on the person next to you. So that's an amazing story. People just stopping for your father, for a wreck that they have no idea and showing up to the military. But I mean, I've heard these stories before, and that's what makes the military amazing.
right.
Sure. Absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's one of the things. If you ever look at most of the natural disasters, not natural, the disasters, terrorists, like at the Boston Marathon. I don't know if y'all heard the story, but people's lives got saved, and they were just veterans that do it. And man, you see it. It's in our nature. I mean, we train so hard, and that's the aspect of the civilian people don't truly understand. That when shit goes down, we there because like what Ty just said, they train us for this. We are brainwashed, for lack of better terms, on our fight or flight. We fight them. We get into the fight and try to help out. Me being a medic, that's one of my first things that I've tried to do is, how can I save this person? One of my mental traumas that I was dealing with was I always had a scenario in my head on how to save everybody's life. On what can I do? Triage. That's one of I'm a combat corpsman, and that's what they train us to do. Triage. Who you going to take care of first? And sorry about your dad's passing, brother. It's one of those things that you hear it all the time, man. You hear. I know more people who has awards that saved life. From saving somebody from a fire or gunshot or domestic abuse. You hear it all the time, like Ty just said.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. It's like being an old sheepdog, man.
Yeah.
They're just, trained. I mean, we're
It's
just
muscle memory.
Yeah.
It really is.
So what do y'all think that barbecue does for the veterans as far as like mentally? Like, what does it do to y'all? I don't know. I don't even know how to say it, but like, does it kind of ease y'all's mind whenever y'all are cooking, or just the camaraderie, or what is it?
Los, go ahead.
Yeah, like for me, it's everything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so busy planning the stuff in my head. I'm going through my timeline. I don't got time to think about anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you know, I got to hit this. I got to do this right. You know, and I think that's kind of like, that's where like, you know, being in the military, like my discipline is like, okay, it's got to be on at this time. It's got to be this. It's got to be that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm so busy Friday night and Saturday. I don't have time to think about anything else besides is my Miller Lite code. And then,
Yeah.
and then, you
What's
know,
up,
and then Saturday night, you know, we're hanging out with all of our, you know, brothers and stuff like that, our barbecue family. I still don't have time to think about anything else because I'm with them. Like, I'm enjoying the moment with them. You know what I mean? And then really just Sunday, just on the drive home, sometimes I do think about stuff, especially with like these anniversary dates coming up. But, you know, other than that, it's like it takes me out of that, that I don't want to say a dark place, right? To me, it's not really like something that I let take over my life, but it keeps me from overthinking about stuff that I shouldn't be thinking about.
Right.
Yeah. That's one of the things, man. I don't have the shirt on, but if you ever seen the Texas Chrome shirts, that's what it says on the back, Barbecue Hills. And I had more conversations just because of that shirt, just because of that quote, more than anything else. Because it does, like what Daniel was just saying, man. And Ty saw it, you know, when we cook, and all my veteran brothers and sisters who cook, and I see them, like you just said, our timeline is strict. Like it goes on every time. And I even talk about it at the class, and Anthony could attest to this. Every time it goes on at 7. It goes on. It gets wrapped at this time. I know that everything will be. And my cook off usually starts on like Wednesday. You know, I prep a certain time. You know, when I'm watching a certain show, you know, I start prepping, and it's the same thing. Like he said, you know, you do the same thing over time, you're gonna get the same results. You know, and you know it's not you. You know, if you don't get those results, it's something, you know. But if I keep on training, we train to fight, right? And that's what we're doing. We're fighting, you know, for the prize, you know, and we just stay focused. And like y'all mentioned, you know, before the show came on, and he was like, "Hey, Carlos, are you drinking? You know, we don't see you drink during the cook. Friday, I might have 1 beer, maybe 2 at max. You know, Saturday, I might have a drink at Chicken Turning. You know, and maybe at 3 o'clock after I turn everything. I don't buy beer for cook-off. I don't buy alcohol. I actually, the only time I did was for the American Royal. I bought, you know, some old fashions because that's my drink of choice, the old fashioned. You know, shout out to TNT. You know, they sponsored me because I made them old fashioned, smoked old fashions last year, and they were like, "Hey, can you make some more?" But like, man, I just need that timeline to be as accurate as possible. Don't change things. I wake up at the same time every day, start my pick at the same time, my meat's going the same time, my season the same time. Everything is always the same exact time, just because just that repetitive, you know. And then I give myself 10 or 15 minutes, you know, max.
Right.
Damn, I might have a problem then if you're only drinking 4 or 5 beers.
Bro,
Dude,
and that's too much. I don't even, like, I'm telling you, I might grab a beer from somebody, you know, just to give them a cheers and say thank you, and hopefully everything is good. And I usually take my Advil PM with it, and I just pour the rest out, you know, because you know we all hurting. My back be hurting, you know.
Right on, bro. Yeah,
my plantar fasciitis is on fire right now.
Dude, on Friday between 4 to 6, while I'm injecting, I drink about 4 to 6. Saturday 5:30 in the morning, I crack 1, then the second one, then I drink my Monster. That's my coffee, and then the rest 24 pack the whole Saturday till awards are done. And then,
no.
And then Kevin knows maybe some shots Saturday night, but
no, I'm telling you, that's way too much. You know, I will have my white Monster in the morning, you know, on Saturday. I won my cafecito, but you know, but nah, I don't, man. I used to drink a little bit at cook-offs, and because I want my mind right, you know, I
Right
just need
on.
to focus, and you know, you have an altered mind, you'll miss a step, and I try not to miss any steps, you know, and I get frustrated. Like this past weekend, believe it or not, I missed a step on my ribs, right, and it was just, and what got me upset right now is, it was a small step, it was nothing, but I came in fifth place, you
Right.
know, it is that the deal breaker, you know. It could be because I got a first chicken and a first pork,
In
and
your
I
mind, it
missed.
was for sure.
In my mind, it was because I got
Yeah.
a first, you know, I got a first chicken and the first pork, and I didn't miss not one step on those. You know, I was like to the minute, seconds. I was on time. You know, I set a timer. And I was like, hey, you know, my nephew was with me, so I kept on telling my nephew, hey, set a timer. You know, for this long, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it was, and it went off. And but for my ribs, I don't know. I missed a few steps. It wasn't as smooth as I wanted to be, and I came in fifth place. Brisket, man, listen, my brisket is like I said before. I just cook a brisket just to get me by, you know. And I just
Tell
cook
me about it.
bro. I just cook a brisket, and I just, you know, give it a prayer. You know, my barbecue church, it's for my brisket. It's not for, you know, I'm joking.
Whatever, bro.
But that's another thing that I do too. You know, now that I mention it, you know, even that at 7 o'clock. You know, if you ever at one of my cook-offs, you know, shout out to Faith and Fire Ministry. You know, they give me real products, and I do my barbecue church in the morning too. You know, and Ty saw this, and I, man, oh, I'm getting goosebumps tearing up right now. And he's my witness. I was writing my, you know, this is after Danny Dietz. I'm
Iron
writing it
sharpens
down.
iron.
Iron sharpens iron, you know. Right. And I wrote it and I showed it to him, and he turned around, and that was on the back of his shirt.
Yep.
Wow.
And
That's
like,
crazy.
he came in, and I already had it written down and everything, and I showed him like, hey, this is what I'm talking about. And he turned around and he said, hey, this is what I have. I was like, man, this is Lord's telling me, you know, this is it right here. So
Wow.
so I definitely do that. You know, if I'm at a cook-off, 7 o'clock, you know, either my spot or where Turning is going to be at. So,
and I'd already bonded like with Los, you know, probably a year or so earlier from hearing him talk, being around him at a couple other cook-offs. But like that cook-off is cemented. Like, yes, this is my dude. I know. You know, and it's funny you talk about time. Go ahead.
No, it was meant to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
You talk about timelines and following it. Like we live in the military, we live our life by operation orders and fragment orders. So the operation order is preparing you for everything that you're going to need for all these cooks, and you're going to follow that to a T. So you got your situation, mission, execution, signal and support, command and signal, and you know, whatever the last. I think that's the last one. Anyway, it's been a while, but you follow that every weekend, and it gets to the point to where, you know, that brings you into it. There's a team. Like I was always the dishwasher, so I know at a certain time after turn in, there's going to be a knife here. There's going to be, you know, some stuff here that I need to cook. And I'm just telling it from the dishwasher's perspective, just to be funny. But that's right. Part of it. Everybody has a job. You know, those jobs come together to create, you know, the desired effect of winning. And it's like a small team in the military, and you're all following your little part. You got turn in, so there's time hacks, there's, you know, preps, and it's just, I think it gets that part of your brain that you used when you're getting ready to deploy, come back home, getting ready to deploy, train, and do it all over again. You're using the same part of your brain with this. So I think that's why it's just a perfect fit for veterans. And you see a lot of veterans do real good in this sport.
Well, you know, too, like what we have, like the biggest tool I think we also have, right, just from a veteran aspect or just being in the military, is the adapt and overcome. And we have a saying called embrace the suck, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
We get bad weather, we get whatever, we don't cry about it. We just do what we got to do. We fix our drums or whatever to where they run smoothly. Like, dude, Uvalde was, so not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, 2 weeks ago, we cooked Uvalde, dude. It rained all freaking day, and it was like 6 inches of rain, bro. Like, it was gotcha bad. We set up our canopy. We adjusted our timeline because we had to, because of the weather, You know what I mean? We embraced it. We're like, hey, it is what it is. Let's just do it. And we ended up RGCing that one. So it's like, I feel like that's another big tool that we have as veterans in our toolbox that a lot of other folks don't have.
Yeah, that was awesome, Ty. Like, I see other people didn't pick up what he just said, right? But us veterans did, like how he just spit that 5-paragraph order, right?
Yeah.
And you said when you got out, 2017, 18, right?
17, yeah.
And why that's still on the back of his head, right?
Oh man, I militarize everything. Like my wife gets pissed at me still. I militarize any operation,
everything, right?
TV, vacation, we're just
everything
going down the street.
Yep.
Risk assessments, yeah.
Yep. BAMSs, right? The same thing for the Marines. That's what we go on. And man, that's what that time, everything, it's instilled in us. We did it for so many years, not even that many years. It doesn't matter. We like what the funniest with my son made me smile, like I said, he just joined and he's been in not long at all. And we went to his graduation and he came and he started talking about military stuff and Air Force stuff. And like, he's already brainwashed, on how they ride. And I'm like, bro, it took me 22 years to tell you this, 23, and he's been there for a couple of weeks. And now he's, now he's there, and he's talking about military on how he has to, show up in formation. And I was like, okay, now I see you, and what Daniel just said, man, it rained up there at the Jack Daniels, right? And you see people all frustrated. I was like, man, okay, embrace the suck. It sucks to suck. But it rained. I was standing outside in the rain, like you said, adjust a little bit, fix your stuff and move on.
If it ain't raining, we ain't training.
We ain't training. Amen. Yeah. Hey, Eli got a question. Barbecue. Prairie Fresh Naturals, Prairie Fresh Prime, or the Durox?
Man, I cooked Durox. I really wasn't too impressed by them.
Same.
But Prairie Fresh Naturals, for whatever reason, I have way better success with those than anything else.
So for pork, for ribs, I actually prefer HEB Naturals. But for my pork, I prefer Prairie Fresh Natural. So that's what I cook. I cook Prairie Fresh Natural pork and HEB Natural ribs.
First time I cooked HB Naturals was this past week and got a third place out of 100. Out of 100.
There you go.
Now,
roast in the pudding, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you won't go back.
No, I won't go back.
Nope.
You gotta shake them Smithfields off, bro. Them Walmart classics, bro.
But the one thing with the HEB Naturals, you have to buy them like the Tuesday or the Wednesday of the comp, or freeze them right away. You do not let these things sit in your refrigerator.
You're right.
So really funky.
Bro,
You're speaking truth.
Yeah.
Make sure if you buy, like me, I usually buy my comp meat on Sunday.
Sundays. Yep.
Yep.
Me
Sundays is my comp, or sometimes
freeze mine after that. Yeah.
Comp, and freeze them. I trim them, freeze them. Same brisket. Brisket. Sometimes I buy like 2 weeks ahead, 3 weeks ahead. Chicken. Good luck, man. I can't find a small bird.
No,
save my life, bro. Like,
nope.
I could send you the picture. It was a 4.9. That was the smallest bird I found. I found a 4.9 and a 4.85, and I was like, man, this thing. I'll send it to you here shortly, man. The picture of my bird, bro. That thing, it took up the whole box with wings.
Serge, I got an off-topic question. What size are those chickens that you're cooking that look so good to me?
Well,
how much weight? What are they?
So
are they smaller size? Are they on the small side?
Yeah. They're small. I mean, I usually don't buy anything, even if I'm not even for a cook-off. I'm usually around 5 pounds to 4.8, 4.7, something like that.
Bro, yeah, it's a turkey, bro.
Dude, that's all we're gonna find over here, though.
Yeah.
Yesterday I found one. It was a 4.9, and that's the one that I picked up. But but I have a freezer full of small birds. So every time I see one, I'll pick it up. But here lately, I haven't been able to find anything.
Bro, yeah, same over here in San Antonio. Everything is like 5 and up, man. It's ridiculous. I just got lucky and I found a 485, 2 of them, and that's what I cooked. 485, 490, 49, and but it was just huge. They took up the whole box.
Yeah,
The
that's
box
how
ain't
San
even
Angelo.
close.
That's how San Angelo is too, man. They look like fucking little pterodactyls just
Yeah.
cramped up. I'm like, dude. I'm like,
Right.
HEB, I said I love y'all, but y'all are killing me, man.
Man, you got a baby geese in that motherfucker, bro.
Yeah,
No, man,
bro,
us, bro. In our
yeah.
area, it's mostly like canacerias, dude. You got to get you a damn cartel bird in our area,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
Hey, that motherfucker a rooster, and I don't know how to cook those, bro.
Well, Serge, I'll tell you, I've not tasted it yet, but the texture, the way it looks, the color, that's how I would want my chicken to look. So good on you, man. I'm getting to the point where I can tell your chicken as soon as I see. I got hundreds of pictures of stuff that people have sent. As soon as I see your chicken, I'm getting to the point where like, yep, that's Serge's right there. So,
Right on.
I'm
Rob
trying to
doesn't
get to
want me
the
to
point.
put whose the names of them are when I put them in the show, so I take the names off most of the time, and yeah, I can tell yours.
I'm
That's
trying to
not
get to
fair.
a point where fucking Eddie's gonna say be consistent with Eddie. If I can get consistent with Eddie, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah,
I
you
haven't
get
been able to
Jack
get there yet.
Milligan and Eddie Morales to give you a good score, you're probably going to do all right with the rest of the judges.
Yeah, and then that's what I don't know. I know these guys are the same way. Just I like second place brisket this past weekend. They were talking about it. They literally set that brisket on fire, and they won second place brisket. And he said that dude said that they pulled it out of the pit. They wrapped it in butcher paper. The paper was on fire, and that's what they turned in. They got a second place out of 102. I'm like, I can imagine how that thing looked.
That little char.
Dude, I don't know what it was, but
I kicked it up a nickel, bro. You never know.
I gotta try and make my stuff look pretty. I mean, I tried, and I wouldn't be able to turn it in if it looked like shit. Honestly, I mean, but whatever.
Dude, I know like 3 people that dropped their brisket or the ribs in the fire basket and walked top 3.
Oh yeah.
Say no name, Sam. But yeah.
Yep, I know that for a fact. I've seen it first place.
I'm gonna start taking the heat deflect out of my drums from now on. Dropping everything, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the bad thing is I run the Hunsaker, so I got the little fan on mine. So it hit that, and then it just fell down in the barrel. And my barrels, they're not dirty, but they're not clean. So I'm looking in there, and I'm like, I'm thinking, son of a bitch. How am I going to get this hot ass basket out of the bottom? Because my short ass arms can't reach those ribs. I reached in there just with a cotton glove, grabbed that damn basket out. I go inside. I'm cussing, motherfucker, this. I'm looking. I'm like, all I got's my spray bottle. I just pumped that water bottle or that bottle up, and I just rinsed the whole damn rib off. And I was like 15 minutes from wrapping.
I don't know how you grab that fire basket, bro. You cook like at 1,000 degrees.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Damn, bro.
Hey, not my ribs. My ribs are chill. They're like 300.
Oh shit, 700.
Yeah, the way he looked.
Yeah, even that's not enough. Apparently, that he's got to drop him in the fire basket, bro.
Little gritty.
Oh, cool, man. Anything else y'all want to bring up?
But no, I will say one thing, like what you just said, Sam. That's one thing the military taught us is how to adapt and overcome those little things like that. Go on the fly, like, oh, this is nothing. And that's one of the things I seen this past weekend and many cook-offs is I see people when they have an error, they don't know how to recover from that error. Man, sometimes it's something really simple or really complicated. Just learn how to fix that, and that's one of the things in barbecue that you need to know how to do. Oh man, it's too spicy or not anything, whatever it is. Like you mentioned the rain, too much weather, oh, should I move some people just leave their drums right where they're at, and not adjust it, or move it away or whatever it is, you know. But that's one of the things that we all learned, you know, is that adapt and overcome.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, cool, man. Kyle, you got anything? Been kind of quiet.
No.
No, man, just taking it all in, dude. There's a lot of good information going through here. I guess I never really put together how much barbecue was like the military, like Ty was telling me. You know, I'm pretty much the same way. We know what time stuff's going on, what time I'm gonna have to put it in the pan or whatever, right? And I just kind of take that for granted and don't really think about it. But the other thing is thank you guys for everything you've done, and you know, appreciate you guys and appreciate you guys coming on the show.
Oh, of course,
Absolutely.
brother. You know, that's what we do, man. You know, we always flexible. You know, that's our model. You know, we could always say, just let me know if you need to show somebody to come up. Hey, I'm here. You know, I'll adjust. Shit. If it gives me a reason to drink, like I said, I don't drink much, but I'm done. You know, I get to talk to my peoples. You know, because we don't see each other. You know, until it's Friday or Saturday. You know, and then that's it. You know, I mean, we might text each other here and there, but man, I enjoy, you know, the family.
Hey, Daniel, answer that question, Daniel. I want to see what you got to say.
There's one piece of advice you pass on to high school to continue the company. Man, don't give up. You're gonna you're gonna start off. You're gonna do some comps. You're not gonna get any walks, or you might not get the walks that you wanted. But don't beat yourself up too hard. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this since 2018. When I first started, bro, I mean, I got no walks sometimes. And like I said, whenever I switched to drums 2 years ago, and when I was learning how to do learning how to use a drum for 8 months, I got no walks whatsoever. So it was kind of like, you know, I had 8 months to get ready for that Del Rio cook-off, and I was like, man, if I don't do good here, I'm just gonna sell them, or I'm gonna throw them in Lake Amistad. Like, I'm just gonna get rid of them. And luckily, we went and we RGC'd it, and ever since then, you know what I mean? Like, I just started applying myself a little bit more, changing a lot of things. But don't get discouraged because you don't win every single cook-off you go to. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing about barbecue, man. Like, it'll make you a real sore loser, or it'll make you a sore winner too sometimes. So, because I've seen guys walk and they get mad because they got an 8th place call. You know what I mean? Like, so you know, just don't get discouraged. You know, just keep going and, you know, adjust things here and there. And later on, if you have the money, you know, take Carlos's class, take LC's class, take Vincent's class.
Right on.
You know what I mean? Take a class, bro. You know what I mean? So,
right, worth every penny, bro. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would say also, Mr. Gonzalez, not only all the cool stuff with the cookers and what they say, but, you know, try to go there and shadow somebody. You know, I started going to competitions as a judge. So go to the judge's room and actually don't cook the competition, just go judge and learn kind of what the judges are saying, so you can maybe make some changes to your flavor profile, and get to know the promoters. Because as you see, a lot of the people that are like very John Blaze in the competition barbecue scene right now, they know the promoters. They've promoted their own competitions. They know the judges. They've judged, you know, and they've probably been head judges in some of these sanctioning bodies. And some of them even run their own sanctioning bodies. So get involved in the entire process, not just your lane of the cook, which is obviously the talent. That's the most important. But seeing how the rest of the show work, that can make you change something very small that can make a huge difference with the judges on the judging table.
Right on. Yes, sir. I agree.
Great advice, Ty. Yeah.
Good advice, guys.
And that advice, which I love from Ty, is he's giving you advice as a person that doesn't cook.
Right.
You know, so he's giving you that different aspect of barbecue. You know, everybody just think barbecue is just cooking. Barbecue competitions is just cooking. No, there's a lot that goes into it. And Ty nailed it on, you know. Good job, brother, with that advice, you know. And
so I was a promoter for one cook-off, and I'll never do it again. That shit's hard. And so, you know, there's a lot involved in cooking too. But if you learn the whole show and it changes one thing for the better, that's a great thing.
Yep. You know, like Daniel was saying, you know, just ask a lot of, you know, for high school teams, man, I'm a sucker. I usually just give them my notes. I'm like, here you go. You know, this is what I do. And because we want to see the kids, you know, I'm one of the area ambassadors for the Kids Q Nation. You know, I love to see the kids cook. You know, all the kids. I get more excited for the kids awards than for the adults. You know, my daughter, you know, she got a bunch of awards in here too. Some of these are hers, and you know, she just cooked at the American Royal and she came in second place. You know,
Damn.
you want to talk about being excited for kids to cook, you know, and just get out there and ask questions. You know, definitely if you see me around, you know, I'll help all the kids, you know, cook as much as possible because I love teaching the kids.
Yeah, be careful giving all your secrets to them because people like Carly that used to be in the kids queue are now whipping people's ass in the.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah, that's true.
Carly,
shout out to Carly. You know, she's actually got a few GCs by under. You know, she's a high school. You know, she cooks Outlaw. So shout out to her. You know, yeah, you're right. You know, I seen some of these, man. I've judged the kids queues before, and you want to talk about eating some steaks and pork chops that are just to die for? Man, them kids, they cook better than some of the adults.
Yeah. Shout out to all the mentors that cook with those kids, and some of the same kids have been cooking with some of the same teams for years. That's what it's all about, bringing in that next generation of cookers.
Yep, and you know they have you know, for the kids they have Kids Q Nation, they have JPA, you know, Vince, and they stay with the IBCA. You know, CBA just do kids cook. You know, they have a lot of high school cook-offs too. You know, they just. I know Bobby gets into it. Bo Daniels and his kids. I mean, there's just a lot of those kids who cook. You know, just ask around. You know, we love to see kids cook. You know, so and I've seen. You know, Vince just made a comment. He donates a lot of ReggieQ products to the kids. You know, we want to see the kids growing. You know, so Mr. Gonzalez, you know, you can reach out to any of us, and man, I'll give you some tips, advice. You know, what products to use. You know,
right on.
But great question, sir.
Keep on watching these shows Monday,
That's
Tuesday,
right.
and Wednesday.
And Wednesday. You know.
Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I've learned a lot on that Wednesday show. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or come over to my camp Saturday. That Miller Lite gets me talking, dude. I might give you everything.
I'll be there, Daniel. Don't worry about that, bro.
Bring them
Miller Lite Whisper over there, yeah, bro.
Hey, I'm just gonna park by you this weekend, and I'll just start feeding you beer.
I see everybody else is gonna be just dropping him a whole case of beer in his camp right now.
Right.
Hey,
like Santa.
Yeah, I'm gonna start leaving the comps on Saturday before awards and just watch them live, bro. I won't even stay there.
Well, Serge, I want to thank you very much for bringing me on, guys. Bringing me on the show.
For sure.
Veterans Day. You are the follow team for the So Smoking Gooder show with Last Roundup Barbecue. I've loved getting to know you over the last 8 or 9 months that we've kind of started being able to talk, and I look forward to all your continued success. Daniel, Kyle, Sam, thanks for sending in boxes. It's nice to put a face with a name. I see your name. Anthony, you too. Los, one of these days we'll get together. I got some.
Yes, sir.
No, you're good. You're good. We're fixing to close this one up. So. Cool.
Thank you guys so much.
Man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right.
Later, boys.
Later, guys.
Great show, man.
Yeah,
Bro.
That was awesome.
A lot of
Truly
knowledge on his ass.
Good stories.
Yeah, great,
Great stories.
great stories.
For sure. For sure.
So, some of my best friends are veterans, man, and some of the stories I hear from them, and it's just crazy, dude, to be thankful for what we get to do over here, drink beer and barbecue and fucking get on podcasts and hang out because those guys are out there whipping ass for us, right?
Yep.
That's right, bro.
Exactly.
Some of the things we actually take for granted sometimes. You know what I mean? So.
Hell yeah.
Well, cool. We're going to close this one out. We're an hour and 34 minutes. It's been a great show. Appreciate everybody being on. And I don't know what we have next week, but we'll figure something out.
Yes, sir.
That's the way this show goes. That's the way this show goes. And we'll figure something out. So,
Right on.
Anything else? Y'all good?
Good.
All good, brother.
All right,
Y'all
man.
take care, man.
Episode 16. Talk to y'all later.
Later, boys.
Later, brother.
This is Parrish Randall, and this concludes this episode of Beyond the Smoke. Thanks for stopping by, friend. We hope to see you again real soon. Until next time, happy trails. Until we talk meat again.